Rahul Gandhi backing Donald Trump's quote unquote Indian economy is dead remark has sparked a major political debate. With Trump's 25% tariff hitting India and cracks showing within the Congress, serious questions are being raised. So, to talk more on this, I have my senior colleague Puneet Nicholas Yadav with me. Puneet, thank you for joining. My first question to you is Donald Trump called the Indian economy quote unquote dead. And Rahul Gandhi agreed with him, saying, open quotes, everybody except the Prime Minister and Finance Minister knows it, close quote. So, this remark has triggered criticism from within Congress and beyond. So, was it politically wise for Rahul to endorse Trump's extreme assessment of India's economy, especially amid external pressure?
Well, Nisha, I wouldn't say that. I mean, that there are cracks within Congress over this. I mean, certainly there is a sense of unease over what Rahul has said. But that aside, see, the issue is just 48 hours earlier, you had Rahul Gandhi make his speech in Lok Sabha during the discussion on Operation Sindoor, where he was very aggressive in challenging the prime minister to condemn the US president on the floor of the house, to say that, I don't agree with what President Trump has been saying with regard to him having played a role in brokering the India-Pakistan ceasefire during, the Operation Sindoor. And Rahul took this very strong position. And I, at one point, even said, why doesn't the prime minister say what the hell is Donald Trump saying? And, something to that effect. Now, 48 hours later, you come out and say the US president is stating a fact. He is right. I agree with him. The Indian economy is dead. You know, it's not a very it's not a politically mature statement to make. It is a rather infelicitous remark, is what I would say, because what it does essentially is, instead of keeping the focus on the raw deal that India seems to be getting from the United States, instead of keeping the focus on how over the last several years, during President Trump's first term as the US president and now his current term, Narendra Modi has, very visibly aligned himself with Mr. Modi. And despite that, India is getting slapped by tariffs, is getting even the threat of penalties, is getting a US president who's undermining India's sovereign interests on a day-to-day basis by saying he was the one who brokered the ceasefire. That should have been the centerpiece of the Congress's attack and the opposition's attack, and it was still even early this morning. And now the focus shifts to Rahul Gandhi saying Donald Trump is right. He's stating a fact. The Indian economy is dead. It's a very negative statement that he seems to be endorsing. So it puts the Congress and the wider opposition in a very difficult situation, because you are essentially saying something that no Indian would want to perhaps hear, that, oh, the economy is dead, and the US president is saying so, and our leader of opposition is also saying so. What would have been a better way to address this situation was, like the left parties did, like several other opposition parties have done, even leaders from within the Congress have done, by saying that, the US president should not be acting in this way. The you know the Indian government has not done a good job as far as, negotiating India's interests are concerned. If you had framed it that way, it would have been a valid argument. But then to jump in and say that the Indian economy is dead, and, act like, as the BJP says, a prophet of doom, is certainly not in the Congress's own political interest. Yeah, back to you, Nish.
Okay, so the BJP has consistently slammed the Congress and the Gandhis of working against India's interests, and with this issue, has the BJP got a stick to beat the Congress with over Rahul's remark yet again?
Quite certainly, because it provides the BJP and the government just the kind of diversion it needed to take the focus away from the whole issue of 25% tariff being slapped on India and a very, I mean, the penalty issue is still uh, very vague because President Trump hasn't specified what is the quantum of that penalty, what kind of penalty. But it takes away focus from that, allows the BJP and its entire and rather powerful IT cell and social media machinery to spin this tale of how the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, the Congress's de facto leader, is working in tandem with President Trump to undermine India's economic interests, India's interests at large, and speaking the language, as the BJP keeps saying, of anti national forces, of forces that are inimical to India's interests. That is the charge that the BJP is making. And the chance to the BJP to make that charge has unfortunately for the Congress been given by the Congress's main leader, which is Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
So Rahul Gandhi has backed, like we've been discussing, backed Donald Trump's Indian economy is dead remark at a time when the opposition was attempting to corner the Modi government over the US's 25% tariff announcement. So has Rahul's statement derailed the opposition's plan of cornering the Modi government on Trump's tariff announcement?
Yeah, you see, just this morning, just ahead of the parliament session reconvening in the morning at, 11, the India Bloc, which is the opposition coalition, their floor leaders in parliament, they have a meeting around 10:15, 10:30. So this morning, when they had that meeting, they had a very detailed discussion on how the opposition needs to take on the government on the tariffs issue. Aside from the ongoing issues of the Bihar SIR and all the other, the harassment and arrest of the, nuns from Kerala and Chhattisgarh and all those issues. And the consensus in the India bloc was that we will keep the focus on, of course, India, issues that are more important domestically, the SIR, etc. But we will also ask tough questions of the government when it comes to President Trump's announcement of the tariff. Now, you've, as I said earlier, taken that focus away, given the BJP a chance to latch on to this thing of, oh, Rahul Gandhi is calling India's economy a dead economy at a time when, nobody disputes the fact. We can go into nuance of whether, jobs are being created, whether the growth that we see is a jobless growth, whether the government has failed on the issue of unemployment, on the issue of farmer distress, all of that. And the answer to all those questions, of course, is a resounding yes. But it takes away focus from all of that to, this rather, uh, as I said, of infelicitous remark by the LOP of the Indian economy being dead. On the one hand, you're saying the Indian, the propaganda and the chest thumping by the government is of the economy being the soon to become the third largest in the world, being among the top 5 fastest growing economies in the world, and all of that. And that's a statement that people from the opposition have also often, and including this morning, reiterated while asking the government that, okay, fine, it's growing very fast. It may become, by the sheer volume, and the size of India and the volume of its economic transactions may become third largest. But what about jobless? What about this whole issue of jobless growth, of creating employment, of not being able to address issues of farmers, not being able to address issues of MSMEs, small businesses, all of that. That in Rahul's statement today came almost like an afterthought, because he first made that big bang announcement of Trump being right, and later on say, and he also put that out on Twitter. Headline: "The Indian economy is dead. Modi has killed it." And it's subsequently that he talks about issues like demonetization, flawed GST, farmer distress, and all of that. And then he says, it is all because the BJP and the prime minister are working only for Adani, and not for the country. All of that is valid criticism. But you know politics is about narratives, and the narrative that the BJP will spin around is on that one headline that Rahul Gandhi has endorsed Donald Trump to say that the Indian economy is dead. And that does not bode well for the opposition's attempt to corner the government, because the BJP will just keep spinning this. You can go on social media right now and see the number of videos and tweets and memes, etc., that have already started coming, on how Rahul has again taken an anti-India position, how Rahul has, backed Donald Trump, who just the other day has also signed a very good deal, it seems, with Pakistan. So it's, in terms of its narrative, it's not a good move by Rahul, and it's certainly not gone down well with the opposition either.
Thank you for your time, Puneet. Viewers, for
Thank
more
you.
such analysis, stay tuned with the Federal. Thank you.